Rhenvi's dating advice. Shit yourself.
Shit yourself in a public.
Shit yourself in the middle of the restaurant. See what happens.
Shit yourself in a Dominance for extra points.
Yeah.
For extra points, just make sure you keep eye contact. You maintain eye contact.
Listen, and you chug a laxative, and you just wait. Yeah.
You do it as you're getting picked up to go to that restaurant.
Yeah. You know what? If he stays, he stays. If not, it wasn't meant to be.
I feel like at this point, if I ever get with someone who has listened to this podcast, I'm in no position to look weirded out if she then shits herself in front of me at the restaurant.
I hope they do.
This will be your final test.
I mean, because honestly, first of all, that shows some fan service, right? Like, they listen to your podcast. They want to know more about you. They heard about the Assert Dominance, and they were like, you know what? I feel like he'd enjoy that kind of person in his life. Shit.
You know what? They know your hobbies. They respect your passions. They listen to the podcast. They shit themselves in public. Perfect woman.
I mean, come on. They might be a teensy bit psycho, but you don't know until you know.
Welcome to the Streamless Podcast. Today with me, I have Rhenvi.
And I'm just questioning, is this real life? Is this fantasy? Are we caught in a landslide with no escape from reality?
Escape seems improbable. Improbable. We'll go with improbable.
Yeah.
Simon?
And I can fit so much meat in your mouth.
Wow.
I am not redoing that.
Nope.
Hey.
I will. And I am not explaining.
Yeah.
And I'm Cordelia, and according to my hubby, Reaper is only a good cat 14% of the time.
That's a very specific number. Okay, we'll play.
It's what he said. He said it last night. I'm like, I'm going to use that. Yeah. The cats beautiful. Have decided, two of the cats have decided that there is an internal war at home going on between them. So the past 16 hours have been eventful. Yeah. Yeah. So.
All I can imagine is the final countdown. And it's just like you just see the players entering, and it's like both cats, and it's like, only one shall remain. Yeah.
Two will enter, only one shall remain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's the next morning, they're both still alive and pissed off even more. It's like, okay, calm down.
High as kites on catnip.
I tried that, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
just didn't use enough.
No.
Last night, I sequestered Jean in my room while I was in here working on stuff. And then let her out when I went to bed because I can't keep her locked up in here all day. I don't have a litter box. I don't have food. I don't have water in here.
Yeah.
And not even 10 minutes later.
Murder fight.
Like, they've not drawn blood yet, but, like, I'm terrified of when it actually does happen. Yeah. That's...
All I could think of was more of the da-da-da-da, but the mic didn't pick that up really well. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh, your recording picked it up, but...
Yeah, just, it didn't green here.
But from our end, we're just sitting out, like, hearing you going, da! Da-da!
I hate that. It's only Discord where it's like, fucky wucky ubu, and I'm like, can you just pick it up? Because stream is fine. But Discord's like, baby, not today. And so I'm like, let me just eat the whole microphone.
Oh.
And see how that goes.
console.
You have so many issues with Discord that I don't know anyone else to have, and I'm like, I don't understand what is going on with your computer, that it just, it's like, nah, fam, not today.
You know, it is what it is. But I'm like, it works well everywhere else, so I'm like, I'll take it. It is what it is. I'll take it.
I'll take it. It's fine.
It's like, it's like, seriously, just one of those things where you just just gonna jump around here. It's like every fucking thing that updates every other day, and it's like, did you want to read our new terms and conditions? No, I don't care. Just scroll down and let me agree. And it's like, oh, you can't agree. You've got to scroll. And I'm like,
you didn't say the magic word.
And you're just like, please, like Steam. I don't know about you guys, but Steam in the last like 2 weeks has like updated like 4 times, and I'm like, what do you need, baby? What do you need? What do you need? Who hurt you? Update, restart.
Friday, I was on Steam all day because I was working from home, and I had Cookie Clicker up. And, you know, I closed down Cookie Clicker, shut down my computer, go to restart it for stream a couple hours later. And Steam, like, I log into Steam, I have everything set up, and then 5 minutes before fucking stream starts, Steam's like, hey, update me, bitch. I'm like, you had all day. You had all fucking day to update. And you choose now. When I'm trying to get shit done. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Hey.
I was appreciative of it. Trust me. But some terms and conditions don't actually make you scroll all the way down anymore, because they know for damn sure you're not reading that shit. They're like, you know what? Save yourself, your fingers some exercise and just fucking click here. It's fine.
Right.
And then there's the ones that's like, you need to read the terms and conditions. Oh, cool. I'm just going to scroll through. I'm just going to click on it and drag it all the way to the bottom. And it's like, no.
I've come across that.
You will have to scroll so slowly through. You will feel yourself aging.
Yeah, no, it's, which cracks me up, because like things like that I do at work and things that are like critical for, I'll jump to certain sections and see if there's any like differences in like security features. But here I'm like, I don't care. Steal my life. Steal my credit. Just agree. Just please agree. Just please. You can clone me. Just let me agree and move on. Especially as streamers. We have our little OBS or Streamlabs plus our bots plus our Steam or whatever we're playing on, or Epic or Battle or Blizzard, or insert bullshit here, right?
Exactly.
And I swear to God, there's been a few weeks where they all were like, hey, I know that like we had, you know, all night to do this update, but hey, baby, 5 minutes before your stream, call me. No, like, nah. And you're sitting here like, really? And then the next thing's like, listen, did you want to update? But won't say anything and won't auto update until you open it. Stream Deck does that, and I fucking hate it. I'm like, just your buttons. What do you have to update? The buttons have been the same buttons since buttons were buttons. It's live. It's not live. It's mute. It's unmute. It's different scenes. It's ending. I mean,
to be fair, they do change stuff. They do change stuff, because like, for a solid month, I couldn't access my voices through my Stream Deck after an update.
Like, they changed their API or something, kind of like Twitch recently did. Like, they changed the way that things work, so the developer of the voice mod app on Stream Deck had to update their shit.
I will say, for a simpleton like me, who doesn't have folders and scrolls and Cordi level stuff, or a voice mod like this little homie, I'm very plain. I'm very plain, and I just want my plain shit to work on my plain Stream Deck without any plain updates. Like, just work. Like, you're my shortcut, so I have to push exclamation point something. Like, I have the most basic Stream Deck possible. There's nothing else you could possibly put on there that's just literally basic.
Do you just use the standard 15 buttons? You don't have any folders whatsoever?
Correct.
Yeah.
I only use 14. The 15th one is open.
only I had 15 buttons.
I know.
I know you have the 6 one, right?
I got the baby one with 6 buttons.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
And every time I look at it, I'm like, oh.
Listen, you have the baby, I have the medium, and someone has the grande over here.
And a medium. I use both of them. I legit use both during my stream.
Jesus Christ.
I need someone to sugar mama daddy me up and just give me a larger stream deck. I will give feet pics.
You heard it here first, folks.
I thought you said foot, folks. I was like, wait, what?
You heard it here, folks.
Foot, folks.
Look, we all know I don't word well.
I'm just thinking, if you're gonna give out feet pics, and that's it for a sugar mama, they're probably gonna want more.
I'll do without the socks too.
Wow. Wow. You're gonna keep socks on your friend Flintstone ass feet and send it out for money? I can't. Yeah.
I'll send someone pictures of my feet with socks on, and then I'll send them a message that says $200 or the socks come off.
Wow. You heard it here first, people of the world. Strapping young Danish man willing to trade feet for money. So,
well, not only that, but will blackmail you to not reveal the feet.
And I don't think you should close your world. If you're getting open it for sugar daddies. I mean, if you're just giving feet, I'm just saying, it could be sugar non-binary, it could be sugar anything. And you should open it for sugar, period. I'm just saying.
Honey, honey. Do, 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 do,
do, do, do. Oh, I love it. Yeah. That would be perfect. So, we'll get you your stream deck. It'll happen one day, bud.
One day.
Yeah.
One day I will be a real boy.
Nobody tell him. Nobody tell him. No, don't crush his dreams. No, but no, just looking back to terms and conditions, it just cracks me up. I'm sorry. Like, my phone will do it, and sometimes, which is really funny, it won't actually tell you, and it will just do it. And I find that to be very irritating until after you've opened up an update. You didn't plan it. You didn't pull it. It just happened. And it happened like 2 to 3 weeks ago for me. And I have an iPhone. I mean, I know everyone has different phones. But like, it reset everything that I had. Like, I had certain things that have like tactile responses when I touch stuff. Certain things that like will do sounds or not sounds for certain things, and they've added a whole list of shit to my phone that I can't. And it was like, I woke up and it was like, hello, in cursive writing, and I was like, no. And it was like, welcome, here's the new terms and conditions. And I was like, I didn't even agree for you to touch me like that. Why? I've had my phone on do not disturb since then, because all the sounds, and I'm usually on silent, but like, if I'm on a call and I hit mute now, it makes a noise. It goes bunk bunk.
Oh,
and when I mute, it goes bunk bunk, and I can't. And there are certain things that, like, there's no more like home screen button. There used to be a little round button that would give like a tactile feedback. Mm-hmm. But there are things that you could do that would give you that kind of like, I feel like I'm pushing a button. It reset all of those, and so my hand is just like, are you a stranger? Who are you? I feel like you're the same hand I had yesterday, but for some reason, you're not having the same react to the device I've had for like 2 years. Why? So that's the kind of shit that I'm just like, oh, okay, thank you. Didn't even ask permission. You just went ahead and did it. And now I can't strip that software out. I can't take it back to the previous one, which is irritating. One of the pieces I do miss Android for, because you could go back to whatever you wanted, but I'm just stuck in the now. So if anybody ever wants to call me, just don't. If you want to text me, just don't. Because, like, everything's changed. I'm just going to... It's really now just like my poop entertainment machine. So, I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, I check TikToks on it. And occasional news stories, and that's about it. I don't use it for a phone. Who would do that?
I was going to say, silly. Like, kind of like the anti-baby advent calendar.
Yeah. What?
That's that. Wait, Simon, if you had to guess, what is anti-baby advent calendar?
Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't want. Just go ahead, buddy.
I immediately like. This is a box with 24 little doors in it you can open, and every day you're like, oh, I wonder what kind of birth preventative I will have to do. Like, one of the days it's the pill, and then there's like condoms, and on one of those like on Sundays you get Crocs and socks, and then
Crocs and socks. I can't, please. Oh, that would be very effective. Oh God, yeah, you'd be right. Oh my God, Crocs and socks. You know what? I like your version of it better. I feel like you should patent that. Because that would be great. However, you need to know that the pill for one day is not going to be good unless you have that one pill. Okay? It needs to say Plan B, not regular birth control. Okay?
I don't know anything about that. Listen, I know fuck all about it.
We'll help you build it. The Crocs and socks for sure. Yes. That's
the biggest door on the advent calendar. Yeah. That you were wondering why they were asking your shoe size when you ordered it.
Yes. And then you're like, you know what? I'm actually okay with this. Start ordering little Crocs charms. Like, how cool.
The tagline being, yes, it's expensive, but you could be pregnant.
That really is the truth. Yeah. No, I'm good.
That would be a hell of a lot more expensive.
Right. I'll accept that terms and conditions, okay? Yes, I am good with this. This means no baby. Perfect. Check. Agree. Take home.
Oh, speaking of that, like not complete, but somewhat of a little tangent. Did you guys ever see those commercials? It's just this guy and this woman. They're out, they're just doing shopping, and there's this family walking by, and the baby is absolutely losing their shit. Tossing shit around the fucking store, and at the end of it, it's just like, Durex.
Yes! It is one of my most favorite commercials. And I gotta tell you, our mutual friend, Cordi, their kid is at the fuck you stage. And oh my God, you're just like, hey, it's okay. And they're like, it's not okay. I crave violence. And
disrespect your surroundings. And immediately
yeah. And this friend just recently announced that they're like pregnant with their second one. And so they're like, I'm really glad I got pregnant before I got to this last month with this child, because I don't think I'd had another one. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, I don't want to go through this again with another one. And I'm like, oh, honey, ooh. So listen, you're gonna. And then when they get here, the first one's gonna be really jealous. So you're gonna have a lot of. I'll just drop off the margaritas. You'll be all right. I don't know. And Benadryl smoothies for the kid. I don't know. I'm not trying to like poison anybody, but like I'm trying to get them all to like just lay the fuck down, right? So,
calm your ass down.
Yeah. No, and I just that Durex commercial is what we had happen. We went out to eat, and like, you ever seen a kid like freak out and throw spaghetti off a table? I have.
I've fallen asleep face first in my spaghetti before. There's picture evidence somewhere.
I don't think I've ever done that. I've had spaghetti in my face, but that was entirely voluntary.
Were you like breathing marinara sauce? Like someone lift your head up? Like were you just like camped out there in the spaghetti?
I have
questions.
I was like, head off to the side. Because I've never been one that's been able to like fall asleep, even just pass out face first into a pillow or something. Although that would explain all of the brain damage.
I'm just imagining you're just like sitting there, just like motorboating spaghetti sauce. Just just like, did your DNA sequence with marinara? Are you?
That's why I'm so saucy.
Oh!
Wow.
Never again.
This is a great group. I love it. Yeah. No, but I feel like everybody should be given a trial run child at their worst moments, just to see if you really want to deal with that.
Nope.
I mean, there's that, and then I feel like we just need, as a world and as a species, I feel like we need to have a test where you put in your personal information and then you answer questions. And if you fail, you can't have children. Fuck you, you're too dumb.
Well, we'd solve the overpopulation problem real fucking quick.
It would go way down, but also we would at least only have smart people making babies.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the kids are gonna be smart.
No, but if they then... But they might be raised right.
I don't know, man.
Instead of just, we have 17 children, we feel like it's getting a little bit empty because most of them have moved out. So we make another one. We can barely afford heat, but we thought adding another child to the fold seemed like a good idea.
Who needs heat when you've got the body heat, right? Just pack everybody in the same room. It's fine.
Just stack up the children.
We went dark. Okay.
I'm just like, is that a meat blanket at that point? Like, I'm sorry, my mind. Woo! But I don't know.
Or a deliciously smelling fire pit.
Well, I feel like, no, you got a point. So there's like those families out there, like the Duggars and different ones. There's even that one family, or a couple families in Britain that are massive as well. I've seen them because whenever I watch like just mindless TV, it's just shit TV. And it's like bullshit like 17 and Counting, whatever else, or like, well, not those anymore because they're controversial, but like Sister Wives and all their fucking kids, and then like, the dramatic shit of like, oh, and then this family has so and so, and I forget what the newest one is, but they just keep having kids. Like, as long as God bless us with a kid, and I'm like, stop. Like, I have Ancestry.com, and I can go back and see to an extent, on my African American side, because of reasons, and then all the way back to Ulster, Tyrone, Ireland, for where my mom's side is, because we're Irish on that side. And looking at certain things, you're like, okay, around this range, 100-something years ago, maybe almost 150 years ago, it made sense to just keep having kids. A, there wasn't birth control. B, half of them usually died. And so you were like, maybe we'll get some we are not in that realm anymore. I don't know why. I have like 4 friends who have 4 kids. And I'm like, oh, why? Like, getting this tattoo was probably one of the most painful things I've ever done. The most painful thing I've ever done in my life. And I've recovered from multiple surgeries. I can't imagine what pushing a kid out is going to be. And they were like, let's do it 3 more times. And then these big show families were like, let's do it 17 more times. What the fuck? First of all, no. And I like my peace and quiet. We sold our house to come here so I could have a floor's distance from my husband. It's just one other person. One. Because I was going to murder him in his sleep. I cannot imagine 16 little fucknuts like just running around here like, hey, brr, brr. I'd leave. I'd be like, okay, I would do what I do in The Sims when my character has a baby. I'm with the baby, with the dad, and I find myself a new house and leave.
Oh,
I don't want to deal with it. I just drop it off at dad's and never come back. Like, it'll be fine. It'll raise itself.
They're like, peace.
Seriously, like, there are so many DILFs in my Sim saves. Like, it's bad. Like, there are so many. And then there's just me who's like, let me whore around with Mr. Goth now. Like, and then have a kid, and then I drop it off to his wife, who already exists, and other kids with his family, and I'm like, move in, bye. And so now I'm like, God, could you imagine, like, if you had this happy, loving relationship, and then you find out your husband's father another kid, and then just dropped it at your doorstep like it was an Amazon package? Fuck! Like, but that's what I do in The Sims. I'm like, be a hoe, drop it off. Be a hoe, drop it off. I couldn't imagine them staying here.
It's amazing how low the gene diversity is in your Sims neighborhoods.
Oh yeah, no. I'm pretty sure. I haven't checked on them in a while, but I'm pretty sure I've had kids that have dated other kids without knowing. But what do you? The population's so small. What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
But I didn't know this, and I forgot that someone told me, like, oh yeah, I don't deal with the kids. I just drop them off their dads, and I was like, whoa, wait, what? And when I learned that, I was like,
Pardon?
I was like, oh my God, my life. You can't put your person on birth control. It's just kind of like you woo-hoo and you're like, I don't know, maybe it'll happen. And if it's like, oh, you're expecting, I'm like, you're about to get a ball and chain responsibility. Not me. Here you go. Bye. I drop it off bassinet and all. Like, it's still in a little cradle thing. And I'm like, move house. I wish that was real life. Could you imagine? You're just like, ding dong. What is the... No. Uno reverse. We're gonna drop it.
In about 16 years, Rhenvi would be having a lot of emails going, so it turns out you're my real mom.
Ooh, no,
I would like to meet up.
No habla inglés, no.
Yeah.
Jag kan inte engelska.
What were you say, Cordi?
I have multiple people who are try to convince me to have kids. They're like, oh, but you'd be such a good mom. No, the hell I wouldn't. Like, I may be this loving and caring person to my friends and my family and everything, but I am very particular about certain things. Like, I have a freaking fit when my cats drag shit off my shelves. No, I cannot have a kid that's gonna fucking do that, like, tenfold. Just this morning, Jesse had bought some naan for me for breakfast because he knew he thought I was gonna run out of pita bread. And I was like, oh, I had enough because I was going to ration it, until grocery day this week. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, turns out he ate the naan last night for a snack. And I stopped rationing my pita bread because I'm like, oh, I do have more stuff I can eat for breakfast. So I wake up this morning expecting to have naan as my carbs, and it's not there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and kids will just eat shit. Like, you tell them, oh, you're not allowed to have a snack, and they're going to fucking do it anyway. They're going to try and sneak it. And the way I am with food and having to eat very particular things sometimes, I'm going to fucking notice. Like,
yeah.
So I would not be a good mom. I would not at all.
Listen, I feel the same way. And I was watching, one of my favorite comedians is Ali Wong. Mm-hmm. And she has this new stand-up, Don Juan, on Netflix. And there's a line, or a couple of lines talking about, like, married versus single or everything else. And it was like you single people no kids, single people don't understand that it's easier to eat a cold quesadilla off the ground your toddler through because it's easier to put it in your mouth than walk to the trash can. And it was just like, oh no. And I'm like, oh jeez. It's like, you have no idea how jealous we are. You guys can go out there and take an edible at 2 p.m. and go to the aquarium and watch a jellyfish go here and here and here. And she's like, oh, I have to pack little bags of goldfish, other little shit, like take care of my little motherfuckers who don't even care about the fucking fish. And I'm just like, yeah, that's true. And I'm like, I should take an edible and go to the aquarium. I'm like, thanks for the idea. And I was like, you're right though. I wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm like, no. But I also couldn't deal with the food eating. My husband does that as well. With stuff that I'm like, where is this? And it's like, oh, I ate that. And you know what's funny? So he got food. It's not funny. He got food poisoning yesterday. It is funny for this piece. This piece. Okay. Okay. He's better now. He just had a really, really bad day yesterday. So there were some things that were bought for me. And he had bought some. I've been eating a lot more veggie vegan stuff. And so he bought this like veggie vegan banh mi burrito thing. Like, and he was like, oh, this is cool. Like, and I didn't get a chance to eat it yet. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I'll go eat that. He's like, oh, I ate that. And he got ridiculously ill. And I was like,
dodged a bullet.
No, not dodged a bullet. More like, that's what you get for eating my shit. Like, you know, I'm just like, because I'm cutthroat. I'm cutthroat. I would make dinner years ago before we started getting like really intense on how much we ate and limiting our amounts of food. I would make like, I don't know, at least 2 chickens worth of chicken. We'll say that much. Maybe more. And I would break it down into like meals. Okay. And I would come home and like 1.5 chickens would be gone. And I was like, where'd the chicken go? Because you know me, I love cooking. But I was batch cooking because we were both leaving the house to go to work. So I had things set for the week.
Yeah.
Oh, I ate it as a snack. You fucking what? You what? A whole chicken? For a snack? I was like, I spent all day.
I mean, it's lean meat.
No, fuck you. I spent all day cooking that for lunches that week. That's bullshit. So that means, I don't have a lunch. I could put half a sub in the fridge, and you know what? It'd be gone. I could have a drink container in there, and he'll put it back in with like a sliver. Like, there's a drop. For an ant. Yeah. An ant would be spoiled with the amount you left in that container, but not me. So yeah, I can only imagine kids who'd just be like, fuck it. Like, I've seen so many TikToks and different videos where it's like, aha, busted you, and it's like the kid's in the fridge and the kid and the dog are eating leftover food together. And I'm like, I mean, the dog's like, fuck yeah, you're the best thing since sliced bread. But I'm sitting here like, I can't even imagine. Like, no. Mm-mm. I'd be so beside myself.
See, I used to be the guy though. Like when I was a young boy.
Everyone heard that song.
Yes. I would be the guy to go to the kitchen cabinet and look in it and then see. Oh, turns out my mother hit the jackpot and got a lot of Mars bars. Like if we had like, let's say for fun's sake, we had 40.
What?
And she got them for cheap.
What did she get?
Like, let's say 40 Mars bars. In a cupboard, okay. Right?
I have no clue what my brain was trying to tell me you said.
I would look at it and go, oh. And then I would walk to my mum and I'd be like, can I take one of those or do you need them? Like, as if she was ever going to use 40 Mars bars.
Hey, you don't know her life. Hey.
I do.
Hey, listen. If I was a mom and you saw my Mars, that's why I'm hiding my chocolate and frozen veggie bags in the freezer, because you know what, you bitches won't touch it. I made you that today. Don't tell Nate. So no, I'd be like, knows. But you asked, which is hilarious because I'd have been like, I was a devious child. I don't want a mini me. I don't want to mini him. He bit people. But, like, I was devious. And so I would be the one that'd be like, they won't notice. Sneak too. I wouldn't even ask. I was one of those, like, and I'm always kind of that person who's like, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. And I'm like, yeah.
The only thing I ever stole was, like, Gone Of gummies.
So that they're hard?
Yeah. So, because I found a bag and it was just in a cupboard we don't usually have sweets in. So they've just been forgotten for God knows how long. I'm like, I'm just having a couple gummy bears.
You know what? Simon's ready for the apocalypse.
My husband is the heathen that lets his gummy bears start to harden. so that they're like extra hard to chew. And I'm like,
Chew.
why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Gummy bears are supposed to be gummy. Supposed to be.
A little bit of a chew.
No.
A bit of a chew. And a nice dressing.
I literally could. It's going to happen at some point, but I cannot wait to get over there and then organize your condiments and make sure your desk is just a desk and not food. Like the Pepsi bottle and the bowls in the background right now are like freaking me out.
See,
like you just got so much food in your electronic area, and just like it's stressing me.
I am not moving any further in this direction because that would give you a heart attack.
Cordi.
Yes.
Cordi.
Yes.
He's our baby.
See, this is what happens when our man gets a green screen.
Yeah.
He doesn't clean up his background. The thing here is, when he wasn't using a green screen, all that shit was either on his desk, on the floor right next to his desk, or on his dining table instead. Am I correct?
No.
No. Jesus.
I'm doing a good deed right now. Trust me. I am taking up as much space as physically possible.
You're like over here being like Mr. Fisk from Spider-Man, just all shoulders. Like,
Yes.
I must do this for my family.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
And-
my God.
For listeners, just for the record, this is the only one of the three of us who would like children.
Yes, that's true. and they are already, never mind, they're already a child, but they're probably going to be messier than the child. So
Here's the thing, though. I can step up for people that are not me.
I mean, how true is that, though? Like, how often
I don't
will
give
you
a
do
shit
things?
about myself.
Yeah.
But if I'm at work and I'm like, oh man, someone needs to do the dishes, or my coworker won't have a cup to put his coffee in, I'll take the dishes.
but at home, he's just like, fuck it, I'll be a hoarder. It's fine.
But seriously, how true is it that you will step up to do things you wouldn't normally do for yourself, but for other people?
Oh, for real though. I don't even want to cook for myself, but I will cook for people.
It's like, oh, I don't want to move. Like, we're moving, and it's like, I don't want to carry boxes and shit. One of my friends is over here like, yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm like, do you need help? Like,
Do you need help? Fucking kicks down the door. Well, I've got 5 of them boxes and you better get out the way.
well, that's actually how I tricked Jesse into loving me, apparently.
You tricked him.
Okay. So I've talked about my way to capture a man, but how would you? I assume you didn't look him in the eyes and assert dominance if you're shitting. Yeah.
Does that count as catfishing? Catfishing and public defecation. There we go.
Oh, listen. I used to, like, you understand, I catfished the shit out of Nate, and that's okay. I cooked really well. I gave great massages. I gave very frequent and there was I still did the frequent but at the anyway. So you know what I mean. I was dressed up every day. I had matching hair, earrings, perfume, makeup. I was, yeah. And then we got married and I was like, ha ha, fucker. You're legally stuck now, bitch. So, yeah. Tell me about it.
So, like, Jesse and I were hanging out. We were watching, movies and stuff. And eventually, like, that was shortly after he had his gastric bypass. And so when he was recovering, he was at his grandparents' house, you know, because he couldn't necessarily do much on his own immediately after surgery. You know, grandma would help him prepare the smoothies and shit he had to drink at the time. And so, like, it's time for him to actually, like, move back into move into an apartment. I forget where he was living previously, but obviously he wasn't going to pay rent while he wasn't living there.
Right.
So I like volunteered to help him move. And that is what he credits as the exact moment he knew that I had feelings for him and that I was the one he wanted to marry because I offered to help him move.
Oh.
I mean, okay.
And then this is the funniest part to me because I have trouble reading social cues. You two probably have understood this for a while now.
No.
You're actually better than you think you are. You're better.
Not in this case.
Oh, God. Okay.
So it's like our first time after he moved in where we watched a movie and stuff, and he's walking me back out to my car. Like, clearly walking me back out to my car is a sign of, okay, you know, I'm interested in you because, you know, most of the time if you're leaving a friend's house, they leave you at the door and shut it behind you. Most of the time.
Yeah.
So he walks me down the stairs, which he hates stairs. Walks down the stairs.
Same.
Because we were on, second floor. Walks me to the car, and I'm standing behind my door, the door's between us. He leans in for a kiss, and I, just kind of pull away a little bit and start laughing, and I flat out say, you were trying to kiss me, weren't you?
Oh.
You want to talk about socially awkward.
Oh, you say that, just like that gotta hurt.
No.
Like, dude's going for a kiss, and you just laugh at him, and like, you thought. Oh.
So it's, and then of course that's like all I thought about on the way home was like, why? It was, and then the first kiss came the next time we hung out, but it was just like,
Okay.
my brain just short-circuited and didn't know how to handle the fact that somebody was interested in me.
I love that.
Yes, Simon?
Go ahead.
It's just the pain of trying to, like, go for it. And then getting laughed at, whether or not you meant it the way, like, but I'm feeling like he's just there like, oh, you thought you had a chance. It's so cute.
The at least, number one, she wasn't laughing at his penis. Number two,
It's funny. I laugh at mine all the time anyway.
Number two, all I could think of was there was some time, and I had it screenshotted and put up on Facebook like years ago. But I remember I anybody who knows me, I am not a morning person, and if you touch me in the morning, I will murder you. And this is back when we used to go to work in the office, and I didn't have to get up and leave until way later than Nate because we lived in Canton and he worked in Auburn Hills, so it was a hike.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked in Ann Arbor, which was like 15 minutes. So I got up later than he did, but I texted him and I was like, "Did you kiss me this morning?" And he goes, "Yeah, you did not like that very much." And I was like, and I just remember being like, I remember having like, you're like half asleep still and you're just like, motherfucker, like, you don't know what you're mad about, but you're mad about something. And I was like, did you kiss me? I mean, this is like, we've been married, right? And I'm just like, and he's like, yeah, you did not like that. Like, I was just trying to be nice and say goodbye, babe. And I was like, listen, mornings. Just go.
He's just trying to be like, bye, love you.
Yeah. yeah. Pretty much. And that's why I always say, like, he's a golden retriever that married a cat.
Yeah.
And like, it's the most apt thing. And like, to this day, when he gets out of bed, I'm like, go. like, because I get to then starfish. And because he had his little stomach problems yesterday, he slept in the bed downstairs. So I got to starfish all fucking night. And no one woke me up this morning. I was like, wake me up at like 9:45 so I can pee and get my brain together before Streamless. But other than that, don't touch me. Don't come upstairs. Don't bring the dog. Oh my God, it was blissful. It was great. But it was like, no, yeah. Just like Siren said, bam. Like, I will fuck you up. Don't.
I have never understood the idea of starfishing.
I am the person that rotates in place in bed. I literally could get away with sleeping on probably a bed that's this wide.
I don't know that I necessarily starfish, but what I will do is I almost call it like the bed paperclip is what I could say it. So like I'll lay like bottom half like this and top half like that, right? So I'll like lean across on like all the pillows,
angle.
Yeah, and then I'll just kind of with my legs down there like this is nice, and I'll literally my feet will be at one end of the bed pretty much, and my head will be at the other end, and it's just with a little bend. It's comfortable. Because I have pillows behind me, pillows in front of me, pillows underneath me, and then I'm just a little cozy little nugget.
I have frequently gone to bed like a fucking burrito. I have woken up in the exact same, like I've in a newly made bed. I've gone to bed like exact same position as when I fell asleep. But for some reason, like my bed sheets are fucked up.
You know what happened? You dog leashed yourself.
I don't get it. I will put like in the winter. I'll just tuck in, have my fucking duvet underneath me as well.
Yeah,
like all the way around, strapped in. I'll wake up the exact same, still strapped in.
Yeah.
But somehow I fucking paranormal activity my entire bedroom.
No, you want to hear what I used to do as a kid? Like, no joke. What I used to do as a kid, and one of my earliest memories, is I had a trundle bed. So it was, I don't know if you have that over there, but
I don't even know what that is.
It's okay. So it's a twin bed. And then right below it, not quite a bunk bed, but right below it, another twin bed could slide out.
Oh, okay.
Like right below it. So I had that trundle bed, and it could be a day bed during like the daytime, like a little couch kind of thing. The back side, like so the side, and the back of it all had like a border, like it would be a couch almost, right? So mine was metal, and metal sides, metal back, metal this, and the metal back was against the wall. So there's only really one entry and exit from one side.
Okay.
I would fall asleep with my head here, and I would wake up with my head here.
Opposite side.
Huh.
I do not know how I helicoptered, but I would helicopter so many times in my sleep. Like, I would be like, the fuck? How? What are you doing? I don't remember ever getting up, readjusting. I would just turn around. This is fine. And I was imagining that long piece in Tetris, and it's just like trying to turn it around, right? You know, and I'm like, I have no idea how. And then I was also really bad about falling on people who were in the trundle bed below me. Usually it was my grandma when she came to stay, and I would just roll off and thud. I don't know why they didn't have me on the bottom trundle, but maybe I threw some shit, and that's probably also why kids suck. It's just like, well, yeah, and I would just fall off on whoever was down there, and I was like, well, sorry. But yeah, but that's yeah, that is what I did. I didn't exactly dog leash myself, but apparently I helicoptered, and now I'm just a flimsy paperclip. Yeah,
a flimsy paperclip.
I don't really have it together, but I'm laying down, so it's okay.
You're saying flimsy paperclip, yeah. And I'm like, that will sucker punch you in the morning.
Oh, oh, do you? I don't know if you guys ever did this with paper clips, especially like in school, but like how you would unfold them into like like a triangle so that the two ends would overlap, and you'd twist it so that they'd be under pressure on top of one another, and then you just gently tossed it on the desk, and just that amount of force of being thrown to the desk would dislodge it, and it would pop up into the air because the two sides. Simon's looking for a paperclip.
We're adults, honey. We don't have paper clips. Yeah, moving on.
But it would pop up into the air and jump. Like, it's just one of those things, and I completely forgot about that. Core memory unlocked right there. Right? Holy shit.
Yeah. I used to use paper clips to... Do you remember those triangle paper notes? I used to use paper clips and a rubber band to flick the football paper note like across the room. Mm-hmm. And get the extra flippy fappity. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. No. All those things we don't have anymore. God. Because we have phones. Kids will never pass notes. Isn't that wild?
Oh. Well, they might still. I mean, not all kids get phones when they're still in school. The majority do. I'm not,
Yeah.
But there are...
I never experienced the passing notes bit.
Really?
No?
No. Now, keep in mind, I went to a class with anywhere between 7 and 9 kids in it. It was also the ADHD class.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that then.
If I was to say, like, oh, pass this on to the guy next to you, it would be an hour.
Yeah.
Because they were doing one thing and like, oh, we got to do this, but look at the rubber, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but I can poke holes in that, and then an hour later, oh yeah, by the way, this was for you.
Yeah.
That would be my class. It's the most, like, the most normal thing would be our math sessions. Like, when we would have maths, and our teacher would walk around while we were trying to do math, and he would sing really lewd songs about, like, our main teachers and the dean.
What?
Okay, first of all, Danish schools were wilding out. All right, go ahead. What were these lewd songs?
There's just songs about, like, how they would be poking in the break room.
Oh, while they were in school? Whoa.
Like, obviously, like, it didn't happen, but he would just sing songs about it.
Although, we did have Shorty Got Low while we were in school. So, I mean, teachers singing it versus hearing it on the radio. I mean, so.
They wouldn't play it at the dances, though.
Oh, they played at ours.
Not at ours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, my math teacher was fucking wild. It was the best shit. Because we were a small class. Whenever we would go on, like, excursions, we would be driving in their personal cars. And if you were in his car, some shit would happen.
Some shit?
Like, you knew some shit was going to happen. You didn't know what, but he was going to do or say something that he probably shouldn't say to a group of kids.
Jesus.
Was your teacher Seth Rogen? Like, what happened?
He was fucking great. He was fucking great. We were on our way, I remember specifically we were on our way to this, like, lizard zoo.
Okay.
Like, far out in the boonies. There's nothing.
But you said
and there's
lizard
just this
soup. Sorry.
Yes, this massive bowl of soup.
You know what? Listen, your life's been wild. It could happen.
Oh, we just see this flock of elderly people walking on the fucking side of the road with their little fucking the walking sticks.
As one does. Okay.
Fitness. They're all walking with him, and as he cruises by, he gently rolls down the window and goes, "There's no fucking snow!" And then gently rolls it back up, turns around and goes, "They also forgot their skis."
No.
Now imagine being about 10, 12 years old, seeing your math teacher do that. It's hilarious, I'm telling you. I was damn near dead from forgetting how to breathe.
Jesus. Oh my god. Yeah, that would never happen in the US. Number one, personal car liability. Two,
well, about that.
Oh no. Oh, stories.
So this will be unknown to Simon, I'm pretty sure. So sorry in advance. But Rhenvi, did you guys have the accelerated reader program? Where you would read books that had different like point values and stuff, and then you'd have to take a quiz on it, and then if you passed the quiz, you got so many points, and usually your teacher set up like a reward system, right? Okay, you didn't have it either.
I didn't have that, but I had the Pizza Hut book it.
Oh yeah, we had that too.
Books for pizza.
Yeah, there was that too. But this accelerated reader is basically to kind of do the whole like make sure kids are trying to push past like their grade level reading. You know, so like, you know, the higher grade the book, the more points it generally had, you know, along with length and whatnot. And you would...
Girth.
Thanks, Simon. So you would, you know, go on a computer and take a test after you read the book. And then if you got 100%, you got full points. If you didn't, you know, decreasing points. And... you know, most teachers would actually have like an entire like chart thing where they'd like put stickers for every point you got. And in my class, I think it was 5th grade year, in my class, you know, the chart went from 0 to 100. Every point you got one of the itty bitty teeny tiny little stickers next to your name, going all the way to 100. If you reached 100, like I don't remember any of the other rewards, but if you reached 100, you had the opportunity to go to McDonald's for lunch with your teacher. I liked my teacher that year, so it worked out. I mean, obviously there was still a permission slip involved, but it's not like they would charter the bus for that because it's just you.
Yeah.
I went to McDonald's 3 times that year.
all I could think of is with your drive and determination. You were like, I don't know, 5, and you're like, let's read Lord of the Flies, bitches. I'm gonna get 18 fucking stars. Let's go. And I'm just like,
I have no mouth and I must scream.
Right, I'm just thinking like, you're like, and then you're like, fuck it, you know what's next? The Bronte sisters, Wuthering Heights. Let's get this shit. And I'm just like, all I could think of is like all of these really thick ass books, and you're just like, I would like to go. It's like, you know, the adage for like the Mandalorian. It's like, I would like to see the child. It's like, I would like to go to McDonald's. You're just like, I'm ready.
Yeah, no surprise. I was the top point earner in my class that year.
Honestly,
I think the closest person barely touched 200. So
that's beautiful.
All right.
I used to be, which is really funny now because my brain has given up the ghost on even attempting to spell anything correctly, and I've almost given up to the point of editing any texts or Discord messages because I'm like, fuck it, people know what I mean. I used to win spelling bees. Like, I was the spelling bee kid, and I don't know if you had that over there, Simon, but like, they would give you different words to spell out, and as you progressed, you got like, you know, even harder words. And here in the US, they even have like national spelling bees. But I would go to like states.
Eridosoclitis.
Yeah, exactly. I would basically go to states level of spelling bee like every year. From like 2nd grade until I think it was like 7th grade, somewhere in there. And then I stopped caring as much. And now I can't type. I still can't type Wednesday without thinking twice. Like, fuck me. Like, what the hell? But, you know, I can break down the Latin roots of like so many different complex scientific words. And I'm like, I got this, bitches. Can't spell Wednesday. Basic day of the week. It's fine. It's okay. Like, you know, every time.
We only had spelling bee stuff at my first elementary school. When I moved, we didn't have it, but I actually got 2 shots one year because they didn't use one of the approved lists of words.
Oh.
Like they had the last year's list or something. I don't fucking know. All I know is everybody got a second chance.
Nice.
I struck out both times.
No.
On the same type of word. Like, we're talking, I think it was 2nd or 3rd grade. So, like, the first time, you know, they're like, missed. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
I'm like, I got this. Missed. M-I-S-S-E-D. M-I-S-T.
Okay.
Okay.
That's where I always use the secondary thing was, can you use it in a sentence?
Well, they didn't tell us that. They didn't tell us that. Yeah. We were just supposed to know. Okay, so, you know, second chance comes around. I'm like, I got this. You know, I can at least get further. I can get more than one word this time. Like, I can get the first word this time, right? The word is past.
Oh.
P-A-S-T. No. P-A-S-S-E-D. Fuck you. Fuck you.
See, that's almost on the same level as where I thought you were going with this. And you're like, oh yeah, this was 2nd grade. And they came in like osteoporosis.
Yeah, homonyms. Apparently my downfall. So, yeah.
Can you use that in a sentence? Say osteoporosis. Oh, fuck.
Say osteoporosis. Or can you use it in a sentence? My bones are breaking due to my osteoporosis.
I hope some national commentator literally says that line. My bones are broke because of my osteoporosis.
Yo, homie, my arm broke. I got osteoporosis.
Oh my god! Put that funny meme from a while back, and it was like, "You got psoriasis." It was just like this little kid. You're like, "How do you know that word?" Oh no, eczema. That's what it was. It was like, "You got eczema." Yeah, that's what it was. And I was just like, "How do you know that word?" First of all, like, what? Like, excuse me, little child.
I can't sit anywhere, Megan. I have hemorrhoids.
Oh, I thought that was like a personal directive for me for a second. I was like, Squiz? I was like, solid, Simon. Oh my god. All right. Well, if I had to find you, Simon, online, where could I find you outside of this podcast, bro?
I'm in your walls.
No! Oh my god, don't make our entire audience paranoid. Where could they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at WarriorsLacy. There's a link tree to everything else there. But also, I'm still in your walls, Stephen.
Stephen, you better move.
The funny thing is,
God,
I know a Stephen who
Stephen
listens to this, so they're going to be personally out. Anyway, I am so looking forward to that. Cordelia, where can we find you?
You can find me at the 3 T's, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, at Cordelia Chase, Cordilia Chase. And before I pass this off to Rhenvi, the winner for the episode 4 caption contest for the pictures, the screenshots we take, Joji BH. Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Insert cheer sound effect here. Yay.
Clap.
Yay.
Fanfare.
Yes. And Rhenvi, where can we find you?
You know, I'm not sure anymore. I'm just kidding. It's somewhere in the ether. No, I'm on, you can find me on Twitter, and it links everything else, and that is Renegade G, Rhene, the G on the end. And you can find us as a podcast. We have our own Twitter, which is StreamlessP, and an email if you want to send any feedback, any fan art, any questions, any talking points, anything. We're here for it at streamlesspod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Bye!
Bye!
I just like give up now. I do like a second of it. I'm like, bye. Because I know I can't outreach you guys.
Join me in the walls.
Bye. Bye.
Later.